what young men we were when this whole thing began. Parliament. What a brilliant idea that was. Would you concur, John?
Indeed, John. It all started with James I. He tried to be an absolute ruler like the French. But we saw how that worked out for them, didn't we?
Oh yes, John. The French Revolution, now that was entertainment. The death, the guillotining. But thanks to Parliament, England was untouched.
England truly came far, thanks to us. Did you hear, John? King James is calling Parliament together today.
Is that so, John? I wonder what he could need.
May I present to you the King of the Century, James I.
And I, James, your all-powerful king. You may bow now. I hereby call this Parliament meeting on May 5th of 1604. I am here to request, and I put this quite simply, money. Now, I would need this money, and quite a bit of it, to further our territories, as well as, enhance relationships between Britain and Scotland, whatever, and as well to increase my wardrobe. Now, men, did you bring your purses?
We wouldn't be here if I didn't.
Indeed. Ah, yes. The power of the purse. How ingenious we are. I mean, Parliament wouldn't be Parliament without it. What would you concur, John?
Quite right, John. The purse has enabled us to have all the true power in England. Kings had to come to us because we have the money and they don't have it.
Brilliant. Your Majesty, we understand what you need, and naturally we have some things to say about it. William, would you please?
First, we are not pleased with your governing ability, nor do we believe that you have authority over the people of England. Essentially, our biggest complaint is that, well, you believe...
Unbelievable! You dare question your God-appointed king? Be gone and out of my holy sight! I've called together Parliament here today because, well, I still need your money.
We are not surprised, are we, John? You greedy little pig. Tell him!
It is just as John has said, we are not surprised. Please continue, John.
Thank you, John. First, we are not happy with you holding a leading position in our government. Second, your foreign and domestic policies with Scotland and the other neighboring countries are a disaster.
You are a true failure when it comes to enacting successful policy.
That is enough. I will not have my divine decisions questioned by imbeciles.
John, let us leave. James I was truly a disappointment. His offensive remarks only brought him ruin and none of our money. I remember thinking our kings couldn't get any worse. Didn't I, John?
Yes, I believe so, John. But as you might recall, they did get worse. Go.
With the power vested in me by the Lord our God, I hereby crown Charles I, King of England. May he be even better than his father before him. Long live the king!
I, your divine, absolute king, call Parliament here together on April 24th, 1640. Where my father failed, I shall not. I am here to request and take your money for not only my own personal interests, but with my war on Scotland, and I am here to take it with any means necessary. Now give me your purses.
We were hoping you would say something along those lines, because we have made some new improved and impossible demands since your father sent us away. Didn't we, John?
Yes, we most certainly did, John. I have made a document detailing all of our demands. Most importantly is that you recognize our rights.
It is called the Petition of Rights.
Quite right, John. Firstly, all members of Parliament, John and myself, will be free from arrest and have the freedom of speech. Also, we will meet every 3 years, regardless if there is royal commission. Next, all taxes are not legal without our approval. And lastly, we can't be dissolved unless we dissolve ourselves.
That one's my personal favorite.
I thought you'd like it, John.
Mark my words, the day you made me sign this document is the day you will regret for the rest of your lives.
Oh, John, you were a silly goose. Unfortunately, it did lead to some unfortunate events.
Indeed it did, John. I truly did not believe Charles had the guts to stick to his threat to make us rue the day.
I am here to arrest you imbeciles. As my dear departed father would say, who weakened my complete, divine, and absolute royal power, hidden in the walls that surround this place are 400 of my finest soldiers that are here to end your worthless lives if you resist me.
Well, I believe I refuse. Are you with me, John?
I believe I am. I refuse as well.
Inconceivable! From this moment forward, monarchy and parliament are enemies.
Who would have thought that moment would have led to a civil war that lasted, what was it? 9 years. I mean, I didn't, but did you, John?
I truly didn't think so, John. But although we did come out successful and victorious, and our supporters, the Roundheads,
They were so heroic. I mean, after they defeated Charles and his pathetic army of Cavaliers, I mean, they couldn't even save their own king from our capture. And naturally, after we did capture him, the only thing we could do was behead him.
yes, of course, we were left with no other choice but to execute him in his big mouth.
And for the treason against us, Parliament.
Of course.
We are gathered here today to execute this traitor. Stop your pathetic cry. Who has made a grave mistake starting a petty civil war against our savior, Parliament. Now, let us continue. Charles, do you have anything to say to the people that believe you are the worst king of the century?
Remember,
Well, that was lame. Remember? What a dumb thing for Charles to to say.
Dumb indeed. I certainly wouldn't use the last statement of my life to use the word remember.
How meaningless. I mean, what the heck does he want us to remember? What a terrible king he was?
Or how badly his breath stank?
Now that I can't forget.